I was like, yeah.
And that's how.
And that's how it happened. And after that, yeah.
Shit, that it's very funny because not many people have their parents
Yeah,
kind
to
of like
do
setting
that.
up their career.
Yeah,
Because
true.
if you really look at it, it was really your mom that set up
Yeah.
your career, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very interesting. What I find interesting again is that your 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 role in Mawaza,
Yeah.
right, was very kind of like Toy Boy's little brother
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
You know, I would see you guys all together, you know, and obviously because of how you speak highly of him,
Yeah.
you understand, it would be like, okay, so the man's really messing with Thingy,
Yeah.
with Toy Boy. Then you get the news, he passed.
Yeah.
How did that affect you, and how did that affect your music moving forward?
Uh, just thinking about that is it takes me back to the day when I actually found out about it.
Yeah.
I was at school, I think life sciences class or some shit like that. And then I'm on Facebook, not concentrated in class, and then I actually see people posting that shit. I didn't really get a direct message that, yo, your nigga's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the way I found out about it. And on my way back, I was just thinking like, cause I haven't really like gotten concrete like
Evidence,
that
yeah.
he's actually passed
Yeah.
from the niggas Bagomawaza.
Yeah.
So I'm on my way back there to the studio, just thinking like, is this really true? Like, and then I get there, sure enough, there's no music playing, niggas is chilling. You know. It dawned on me when Samuel actually told me that you have to take the torch now, you know. You have to represent what Mawaza was when he was alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, that was a very hard task to do because for many things, like I feel like he had a lot of traits that I didn't. He had a lot of boxes that I didn't tick. Just his persona, his energy, all of that. And for me, I felt like, you know, it's too big of a mountain to climb.
Yeah.
I cannot do that, you know. Like, you cannot just carry on like that.
Yeah.
So I think it messed me up a lot because even my relationship with him wasn't that close. It was just off like small conversations. And those small conversations meant the world to me because I looked up to him. Yeah, so just that when I was me just talking to him about, because there was this other conversation I remember having with him. He was talking about he wanted to change his name, he wanted to change, you know, the way he looked. He wanted to explore a rap in another way.
Yeah.
You know, just that, and not being able to actually hear what he had in mind. So ever since then, I've been pushing myself to like, you know, maybe I could get to that level that he was trying to get to. Yeah. So I think that pushed me rather than let me hold your torch and go up the mountain. Yeah, I think I took the direction of, you know, let me try and see where his mind was trying to get to or something like that.
Do you ever feel like you living under his shadow still?
Nah, I don't think about that a lot. I think about me carrying on the legacy, continuing rapping about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting enough. So then you record Clowns and Comics.
Yeah.
Right. You make the beats and you talk about some real scary stuff out there.
Yeah.
Some very, very reflective, very dark pieces of your life.
Yeah.
What inspired the name, and what inspired the decision to even like get up and say, I'm gonna write something like this, or I'm gonna produce something like this?
I think it was the world. Everywhere I went, I just felt like didn't see people anymore, you know. I just saw clowns and just comics. Like it was just a comic book.
Could you just expand on that real
It
quick?
it wasn't real. I felt like it was like an underworld type of thing, you know. When I was in school, I couldn't talk to anyone, you know. I was losing my ability to communicate. I was losing my ability to focus because I was so in my thoughts, you know. And just the bravery of just saying, you know, how can I try explain this to someone, you know, rather than sitting down and telling them my problems. Yeah, and I just like I made a beat and thought to myself, maybe I can make a solid project of what I'm thinking about right now. Yeah, and just like reflect on everything and try to get over it because I was so desperate to get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the depression of feeling like my life is not going anywhere or my life is not where I want it to be. I'm not with the same people I was with before. You know, I'm questioning loyalty, I'm questioning friendship, I'm questioning relationships, all of these things. And at the same time, I'm not dealing with them, but I'm trying to get over them. So I think Clowns just came about like that. Just me in that underworld trying to move to another place. Yeah, just trying to get far from it.
Did you achieve that after recording the project?
I don't think I achieved it, but I think I found a way to try and achieve it. You know,
How?
as in, because now I was able to confront myself. I wasn't trying to get away. I was talking to myself now rather than just keeping quiet and just thinking about it. Yeah, it was like a therapy session now.
For yourself?
Yeah, for myself. Now that I recorded the songs, now that I talked about these things, I'm able to rap them because it was even hard for me to listen to it. But I had niggas telling me about, yeah, man, God Willing's so dope.
Yeah.
And God Willing's one of the most darkest songs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It can't be dope for me because I know what it represents to me.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to even play the song. So just that, being able to write the lyrics and everything, and in retrospect after making the project, thinking back that okay, I made this decision, now I can maybe like use this direction rather than the one I used on Clowns. Yeah, like really say what I want to say and be in depth about it, like going right in, like digging deep. Yeah, because just like I'm saying that Clowns was a sort of option for dealing with problems of life. Yeah, not to say it's a bad option, but it's one of the options that can help you to
deal with
making the right decision. Yeah, to deal with it. Yeah, because even like songs like "Let the Boys Play," you know, it's the last song on the record. And that song just means to me like, man, we be in this hood a lot of times, man, you know, and we be judged for so many things.
Yeah.
It's so hard for you to be yourself.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so when I'm saying let the boys play, I'm not saying, you know, let the kid do drugs, but let him experience.
Let him go through it.
Yeah, let him go through that shit, because if he can't go through that, how is he gonna get, you know, how is he gonna deal with it? You know, yeah, because I felt like it was so hard to deal with shit. It was just a bunch of people getting over things, you know, getting over death, getting over relationships. And I was also getting over them, you know. So just me knowing that I made that decision makes me able to, you know, go back and say, okay, this was this wasn't a good decision then, but it is now because I can retrospect it and say, it has led me to where I am right now.
The clowns, how can I say this? Did it speak to the people it was supposed to speak to? Did it strike the nerve that you were trying to strike to those specific people?
No. I think a few people got it because I think it's one of them albums that it's either it gets you or it doesn't,
Yeah.
It's not one of them albums that you can just like, yeah, have you heard this shit? It's one of those that you have to connect with. If
Yeah.
you don't connect with it from the jump, it's impossible for you to ride with it. And even me, like promoting it was so hard because it is actually hard to promote like an album about depression. I'm not trying to be on social media every day trying to talk about depression. Because it's not a cool topic to talk about. Yeah. So just as soon as I was done with it, I was like, I want to just drop this and get over with it. Yeah, because I felt like even the artistic part of it was compromised by the depression side.
Don't you think the depression gave it an extra edge?
I feel like it did, but to the public, it was kind of hard because it came to the public as a depression tape rather than an artistic tape inspired by depression.
What did you expect from it?
I expected it to spark conversations, just like all my projects. That's my main thing, like just have people talk about things. If you hear a song about like Cocaine Blues, I mean, if you have deep secrets, if you have deep things in you, talk about them. Yeah, rather than because Cocaine Blues was just me having premonitions about having all this fame, losing it, and killing myself. And it's not something that I would want for anyone. If I have a problem, I have to deal with it now rather than when I'm already popping, billboard shit, but I'm still going to do the same things. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted it to spark a lot of ideas how to, tackle depression. I wanted it to spark like just conversations.
So how did songs like, because I hear that there was a lot of like there was a push and pull with yourself.
Yeah.
Right, and obviously it inspired the music. So how did songs like Blunt Billy come about? Because there was a very high tempo, very, like Johnny from Hopscotch type song. How did that come about if we received Clowns at Comics not shortly after?
Blunt Billy was just like short before Clowns.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think it was the artistic point of view, having creative control over everything, because it's not every day I get in the studio and like a producer just says, here's a cool beat, and I actually resonate with it, connect with it immediately. Because the things I want to talk about, they're not always high tempo, they're not always slow tempo. I have to create everything to send the message across. Yeah, so Blunt Billy was just me looking for Moxie Mello, looking for that alter ego that I'm trying to talk to within myself. And it was me trying to not reach, but at the same time find myself through reaching. Yeah, like trying to have a song that's popping, trying to have a song that can have the hood jumping, but at the same time just trying to find the deep, darker me, the real me. And I think that's how it led to the creation of Moxie Mellow, because now I was able to create these instruments that could resonate with the character.
With the character
Yeah,
of Moxie
rather than
Mellow.
just writing the shits down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
I saw, speaking of Moxie Mello, I saw you wrote a very lengthy, very angry status
Yeah.
saying, fuck you, Moxie Mello, fuck you.
Yeah.
Who is Moxie Mello, and what does his character represent?
Uh, I think Moxie is one of the characters that's in the crowd, that witnesses everything, that knows everything, you know. And knowing that you have a person like that, because sometimes I'll be just chilling watching TV, you know, and have a thought, you know, this and this happened. And it doesn't really feel like it's my thought. It feels like someone is telling me that, yo, you know, I saw that you did this and this. So it felt like it was a character that's looking, that knows my secrets and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to set the record straight with myself that, yo, I am transparent, you know, like my thoughts are my thoughts, you know, my truth is my truth.
your truth.
Yeah. So like I cannot be boxed in like an environment where I feel like I am where I feel like the most harmful person in the circle is myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I felt like it was necessary for me to confront a character like that, you know, to confront myself about that, you know, because it's just like songs like God Willing, you know,
Yeah.
it's like a path but it need a direction.
Yeah.
It's just that simple thing of even you like saying, yo, Totem, I know you're a good rapper, but you suck at this, you suck at this, you know,
Yeah.
just your mind keeps telling you that shit, that, you know, I know you're good at that, but like
But you could do this.
you could do
different.
this differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it was just me confronting myself about that shit.
So is Moxie Mello a character that is with you when you write the music, or does he write the music himself?
I think he writes the music himself because most of the time I can't really not tell them apart, but I can pick the influence of what Moxie Mello raps like.
Oh,
The
okay.
patterns,
Yeah,
yeah, because sometimes I'll be writing and I feel like, oh, this is actually a Moxie Mello
Moxie
type of
Mello
verse,
type.
yeah. And
Okay.
sometimes I'll be writing and I feel like, okay, this is more me. Yeah, I think like the whole Moxie Mello is just based on that character trying to find rap, trying to find rap in like in other ways, you know, trying to explore rap through dark things. Yeah,
Because I look at songs like God Willing, which is like my favorite song.
yeah,
I look at songs like Ruane Simons. I look at songs like Matauze.
yeah.
Right, those are very very confrontational, very dark songs. There's a line where you say Lucian digging out the damn grave, and which is I think it's
Yeah,
Matauze where you
Lucian
say
digging
yeah,
out the damn
and I sit there and I'm like that's something heavy to talk about, given how Lucian passed away
Yeah.
and everything else. So I look at songs like that and I always ask myself, what took you, apart from the fact that it was Moxie Mello writing it or whatever, but what, at some point you're gonna have to justify to yourself
Yeah.
that you wrote that on paper.
Yeah.
You understand? What's the justification? You know, like Ruane Simons, like you really talking to somebody that you know
Yeah.
and confronting the fact that you really hated him
Yeah.
at some point. You
Yeah.
understand? Like what's the justification behind it?
I think one of the things that breaks me down is ego. And that I found that, you know, it's better for me to let go sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Because letting go sometimes grows me in a sense. Just that ego of believing that no one is above you, no one is better than you, no one is more talented than you, you
Yeah.
know. But at the same time knowing, you know, that this kid is actually special. why is it so hard for me to praise? Why is it so hard for me to applaud this
This human
gift?
being,
Yeah. And just that, I think it fucked me up in a way that I felt like I was the villain now, you know. I wasn't the hero that I saw myself as, you know. And I just felt it was necessary for me to, because I be talking to Wayne all the damn time, you know. I be texting him, yo, how's your game, you know what I'm saying? So just that, you know, after just having a conversation with Rain, good game, dog, you played well, and then I'll be chilling and like, but Wayne, I'm better than him, you know. It's just that ego in me. I think I had to let it go, and that was the only way for me to actually confront it,
Yeah.
to actually put it on record, and make it repetitive, and make myself aware that you are good enough to praise someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. You shouldn't. It shouldn't be like just all on you. You know, if there's a good rapper out there, praise him. If he's good, you know, give him his applause. You know, don't bring him down like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's Downtrodden different from this? Because we've established that Clowns and Comics was a very dark tape where you were
Yeah.
tackling a lot.
Yeah.
You know, how's Downtrodden? Because I don't know if Hype and God Willing are singles from Downtrodden,
Yeah.
but if you listen to God Willing 2 and Hype, I feel like you still hear Clowns and Comics a bit.
Yeah.
You know, you still hear the influence.
Yeah.
So how does Downtrodden differ from everything that you've created thus far?
I think Clowns and Comics was the election phase. You know, like presidential election phase, trying to get the votes,
Yeah.
trying to make people aware of who you are, trying to get word out of what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And Downtrodden is simply tackling everything that I've been thinking about, you know,
Yeah.
not just the surface things, you know, not just. And I mean, like, of course, Ruin Summons was also a deep subject, but at the same time, it was a surface kind of subject for me, because it was just a thing that I could see. You know, it wasn't something that deep.
That deep that you have to go dig
yeah,
out. Yeah.
that I have to go dig out. And now, because now it's been crazy, because all the songs that I've been writing, like really, it's just been off experiences that spark my past, you know, like I be just like watching the television and like you see women abused there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know I've been through that, you know, I've seen that via family.
Yeah.
You know. And I haven't really tackled that situation in the best way possible, or in the most creative way where people can be able to receive it as well, you know, not just have a song, a promo song, you
Yeah.
know, celebrating Women's Month or something, because I don't really fucks with those songs that much, because I just feel like they're just there for
Promo.
for promo,
basically,
for the
yeah.
moment. Yeah. We're not really talking about the shit, you know. Yeah, so as I was saying, Towns was the election phase, and Downtrodden is, yo, let's get the job done. Let's talk about everything that we've been going through, you know. Let's talk about transgender. Let's talk about how the black society is not accepting gay people. Let's
Yeah.
talk about freedom in all sense, you know, not just freedom as an artist, you know, like let's talk about freedom, having the ability to say what you want to say
Yeah.
without being marked out, you know. Let's say everything that we always wanted to say.
What do you okay, well, I got two questions. Did you achieve what you wanted to achieve with Clans and Comics? One. And secondly, what do you want to achieve with Downtrodden as an artist and as a human being?
As an artist, I feel like I did a good job with sounds. It's not really a lot that I would change. And with Downtrodden, it's just that because for me personally, Downtrodden has already like given me what I wanted from it. I play it to my homies, and we end up talking about, you know, slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah, like uh, a good hour just talking on slavery because of a song. You know, we talk about, you know, losing a homie for a good hour because it's not every day we talk about these things. You
Yeah.
know, it's too deep. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted Downtrodden to do for me. You know, to have people come up to me and, you know, talk. Yeah.
That real shit.
Yeah, that real shit. Because I feel like I'm also a person who's attracted by deep conversations.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
they free me a lot because I get to free myself through them, and yeah, and just getting it to as many people as possible.
Possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lastly, is Scotch ever gonna come up with a tape project of any sort?
God willing. God willing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
God willing.
I think.
And I just want to say, on Downtrodden, there's gonna be like a lot of how many? Like I think it was 9 features.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be 9 features, and all of those features are the people that I like legit started making music with from the like when I started making music with, they were there. You know, like I have Prince on that. I have Fakes. These are like my cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started out with. I have Oz, Scotch. I have Magic, as I said. P-Rap. I have Corsi. God willing, I'll get Deep Alisa.
God, God willing.
God willing.
God willing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Emstan as well. Yeah, that's 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just wanted to make it a lot of features because I felt that after Clowns, it was so difficult for me to collaborate with people.
Because the story was too personal.
Yeah, and now I want to make it too personal for the both of us. I don't want to deal with that shit alone.